3, 2, 1. Then I clap. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my god.
Yes. Hello, Bron.
Hello. How's it going, man?
Well, using these cool ass industry standard mics, and I just want to point out real quick, like, I'm not that much of a geek. I actually I hate this shirt that I'm wearing because I think it's cheesy as fuck, but my god, is it comfortable, and it's nighttime where I'm at, so I wear the comfy stuff at night.
Are you not? It's Captain America, right?
Yeah, I would never wear, like, it was my son's. It was my oldest son's, and he left it here.
Oh, word, okay.
And I needed something in a pinch. I put it on. I was like, this is the softest fucking thing I've ever put on my body. I'm gonna wear this.
Are you not a Captain?
No,
dude,
I like the Marvel stuff, but I don't wear like, I would never put on. I don't see any problem with it. I'm not that guy that's like, let me throw on my Star Wars and my Marvel, and like, I'm not a movie t-shirt. Like it's band t-shirts or plain stuff or Puma.
I feel you.
Yeah, I'm not that geeky, dude, but it's okay.
Yeah, do you
as I drink my juice box?
Dude, we got the juicy, got the juice.
Kool-Aid.
It's adorable. Do you feel like it's weird when Captain America is someone's favorite superhero?
No.
You don't think it's weird?
No. I mean, honestly, like, you got to respect the guy. He's very straight up, and he's very,
he's like the honest one.
He's the honest one. He's like kind of for his country, but he knows where to draw the line, a la Civil War. Yeah. That whole movie. No, I think that
Civil War, yeah.
I think
that was a good movie.
What's his name? Chris Evans. Chris Evans is just a very enjoyable person to watch in just about anything. Like, I really like that guy's
That's fair.
Character. Seems genuine.
Snowpiercer is so underrated.
Did not see that.
In my opinion, that movie is. He's in it. It's a fantastic movie, dude. Like, fantastic. It's so good.
Might have to check that out.
But I had one of my really good friends. He was like the vocalist in a lot of the bands that I was in. He was like obsessed with Captain America, and he had like this Ford Focus hatchback, and I shit you not, like 4 foot by 4 foot Captain America shield on the fucking hood, dude.
To each their own.
He went for it, bro.
He definitely went for it. I mean, it's a thing, man. It's a big thing. It's it's cool. I'm a big fan of Miss Marvel. That was an underrated movie to me. I like Brie Larson, but yeah,
dude, Brie Larson's good.
Yeah, she is.
I actually haven't ever seen it though.
It's a good movie, but it also touches my heart a little bit because it's set in the 90s, and that's my stomping grounds, dude, I guess.
I didn't even know that. That would make me like it more too.
Yeah, set in the 90s.
It's not my stomping grounds as much, but like, I was born early 90s, but like
91, 92,
as early 90s
right?
as you can get.
Yeah.
91, yeah.
Yeah. She comes down from her, she doesn't know she was born on Earth for quite a while. So when she gets thrown into Earth's problems, like, she come down in her spacesuit, and she had to borrow some clothes to blend in, and she wore a 9 Inch Nails shirt for half the movie, and I was just like, this is the best movie ever.
That's dope. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That actually makes me want to watch it. Like, just that.
It's really enjoyable in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's dope. So it's not shitty like the Wonder Woman 1980s one.
Oh, that is so bad. Oh, the first Wonder Woman was killer. Like, it was amazing. Great.
It was amazing, yeah.
And the second one,
so good.
Besides Pedro Pascal, who's my man crush right now, like, I mean, that movie was trash. Like, Kristen Wiig turning into a cat. Come on, what the fuck was that all about?
Oh, dude,
that was silly,
bad.
Dude.
That was so bad.
The whole thing was bad. That was a tough.
And
watch.
I love Wiig too.
Me too.
Dude, me too. I'm a big Wiig fan.
Yeah. I bet I'm a bigger Wiig fan than you. Like, I know her. Like, we're friends, and
dude. Oh yeah, she's great.
She is. Big fan.
I feel like that's when I watched SNL the most.
Oh,
when she was on it.
Oh yeah.
It was yeah. a lot. I watched it a lot.
Yeah. It's not
Bridesmaids.
It's not a very good watch. Yeah, Bridesmaids classic.
Oof,
Basically
so
anything with her in it is classic. And Catherine Hahn too. Her and Catherine Hahn are like, even Stevens for me. Like her and Step Brothers, like lusting all over.
Dude,
one of the brothers.
Yes.
Absolute gold.
Yes. So awesome. Yeah, she is great. She is really good. She's also, what is it, Bad Moms? Or is that what it is?
Yes, Bad Moms. Lots of stuff. She's Agatha.
She's funny in Bad Moms.
Agatha in WandaVision, which she's great in when she does the little wink.
I haven't seen WandaVision either, but I love... WandaVision's Elizabeth Olsen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, that's it.
And they think Captain America's got it going on.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Not like Elizabeth Olsen. I don't even know how she's related to the other two, because the other two do I don't say oh yeah too.
I know, right?
Completely different.
Like she seems very humble and like chill.
The other Olsen twins do too.
They're
like
them.
they grew up to be okay, I think, because they don't even really get in the spotlight. They don't even really do film and movies. They want to live their life, and I think that's cool.
I guess the fact that I haven't heard of them in a long time is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like for their sakes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I think it's by choice on their end, so which I find to be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But should we talk about what we're using? Should we go into it?
I suppose so. I don't know why. I mean, it's a perfectly fine mic, but it's
great.
Like my wife's not feeling too good. I was going to use a condenser microphone, but since I had to come to the upstairs loft, I was like, you know what? Like the window's right there. There's always loud trucks and shit. So I was like, I'll just throw the I don't think we both used the SM7B on this podcast / YouTube production before, so we might as well just get that out of the way, I guess. So it's the SM7B.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm running into the Behringer Ultra Voice UV1, which does not seem to want to let me listen to Bronson's audio, so I got my headphones plugged into my Lappy Toppy. And
very interesting.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. I have no mic booster, nothing like that. Well, it's actually running into my Shure M367, and then that mixer's run out to the UV1. I'm done.
Dude, I am literally shot for shot using like the most cliche podcast setup ever. So I'm using this is it right here. SM7B going into a Cloudlifter. Made stuff fall. Going into a Cloudlifter, going into a Shure Focusrite Scarlett, or a Focusrite Scarlett. May as well be. They get bought together so much anyway. Yeah, so whatever.
If you search podcast package on eBay, you will find what Bronson is using.
What I'm using. Yeah. Yep.
Which is
for sure.
And that is that's fine. It is completely fine. And
I mean, you can hear it right now. It sounds good. Like it's it. Like this is it. You know what I mean? Like this is the SM7B.
It's another testament to you don't really have to overthink it. No matter what you have, like if you're rocking the Scarlett and you're rocking any mic, really. I mean, I don't know. The more I think about things, again, I've said it on this show before, the more we just overthink it so much. For podcasting, for music, no. Like music recording's a whole different animal, but podcasting,
yeah.
Dude, I keep listening to my buddy Denny's show, and I help set him up.
On the Blue Yeti?
No.
Oh, no, that's the different one.
No. Okay. But my buddy Den Carter does a sports podcast. I helped him set it up. He wanted to take the dive, and it's called Real and Raw Sports. And he also does one with his wife, which I got to pick the name, do the art and everything, but it's called Married Without Children, because they're a 33 and 41-year-old married couple with no kids. They just go do what they want. They go to wrestling events. They go to Tennessee every other freaking weekend. They're living life. And he's using a digital reference from my collection. I like set him up a package. He's using a digital reference. Skip man, I'm the scat man. Scat to boot that scat man. He's using a digital reference DRV 100, which is one of those mics that like routinely go on sale for like $15 and $20. And
dude, nice.
On his voice, I shit you not, on his voice, it sounds like an SM7B.
Wow, really?
It is smooth.
That's crazy,
and
dude.
neutral. Like it matches up to his voice like something I have not heard. And I'm like, every time I listen to it, I'm like, dude, that is so smooth. And I talk into that mic and it's very bright. Like it just goes to show you like,
really?
Yeah.
He must have like a very deep voice. Cause I would
Not
say
really.
that your voice is like,
Not really.
Just where is free, like where the frequencies sit in his voice, I guess just complements it.
Yeah. It's just like,
interesting.
Like the mic and his voice combine and they just go flat. And it
Dude,
might,
that's wild.
You may other people may listen and they pick out the frequencies, but I'm just talking in general. He sounds smooth as shit on this little freaking Guitar Center mic. And I'm just like, he's like, what should I upgrade to? I'm like, fucking nothing. Like
don't.
You sound
right.
like, and he's not going to process anything or do anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's just raw audio. And I'm like, dude, that's some of the best raw audio that you'll hear on a podcast from someone that doesn't, from someone that doesn't know what they're doing. Like it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. You know, it's
like such a backhanded compliment. I love it.
Yeah. And he knows that, you know, I'm from the school of don't overthink it. So he's like, is there anything else I need to learn? I'm like, I listen to your podcast and I enjoy it thoroughly. So no, there's nothing you need to learn.
Yeah.
You're good.
Dude. And I think that especially when it comes to like entertainment podcasts, a lot of people don't really focus on the sound of it. I think that you and I and other people that are more like, associated with trying to find good audio gear and just like what we like, we have a preference, I feel like a lot of people don't, and they just listen to it and they're like, that was fun.
Yeah.
Like I just listened.
Yeah.
Like I don't, and it can be, pretty inexpensive mic. It can even be the Blue Yeti. And I remember you saying that on a recent episode where like one of your favorite podcasts,
2 of my favorite
used
podcasts.
a Blue Yeti. Oh, 2. Come on.
2.
Okay. That's inexcusable though, dog.
One of them I would like to like, and I've told you about it.
Have them changed.
It's called Why I Hate This Album podcast, and they just totally rip on albums, and it's so good. So good.
Yeah.
But they're not like pretentious. It's just good. But them, I would like to, like, I follow them on Twitter. They follow me. I have a little bit of a rapport with them, but not enough to be like, hey, fellas, could I maybe suggest redoing your whole setup for you? They're probably happy with it, and I listen to it. So obviously I'm somewhat happy with it. But if I had my way, I would give them each a couple cheap dynamic handhelds at a interface and just be like, this will at least be better. But the other one I listen to, she sounds fantastic on the freaking Blue Yeti. Like, good to go.
Yeah.
It's just about the voice.
I think that's bottom line. Just about the voice. Yeah. For sure.
Which is why it cracks me up when people say, what should I get? Like, honestly, we can make suggestions based off generalities. Is that a word? Generalities?
That sounds right.
Sounds right.
I think it is.
But you don't know until you like we can hear
generalizations.
Generalizations. That's better. That's much better. Yes, that's it.
You had me. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like until you hear someone's voice on something, and then you can make a more educated guess. Like if I heard your voice for the first time on something, I could probably be like, I think this would fit better. But for just commenters that we've never listened to, what should I get? Like, well, I'll suggest as good as I can, bang for the buck, but I'm not 100% sure how good it'll sound on you.
I have started doing the whole like, and honestly, it's not really even specific or good enough in it all, but I have started doing the whole like, hey, if you have like a low voice, average voice, or high voice, here you go. Yeah. But I mean, I don't think that a lot of people even have a good idea what their voice is. It's just their voice, they probably don't really even think about it a whole lot, but yeah, I've kind of started doing that a little bit, but it kind of, I don't know, just everything changing and we try out new gear all the time. It's so hard just without specific reasons in like source, like what they're going to be recording, the source material, like without knowing all the specifics, I couldn't give like a true recommendation,
Yeah.
But
it's convenient we're using these because this doesn't really ever sound bad on anyone.
Okay. I actually...
Ooh, do you have an example?
I do, actually.
Nice.
There is one podcast in particular that I think I talked about it at one point on here, and I don't usually listen to it a whole lot, but for whatever reason, there was a topic the other day, and it just came across my YouTube, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. It's macrodosing. I think it's people that usually do sports stuff. I've honestly never, no offense to you or to Mike, our good friend on Dynasty Rewind, but I've never really gotten into like
YouTube channel about fantasy football, airing 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And I don't know when it airs.
Yeah. Build your dynasty now. Okay, you owe us $100, Mike, with our 50 subscribers.
Don't say that. He's such a nice guy that we'll each have $100 in our accounts in a few minutes.
Oh, dude. No, don't do it. But, so yeah, I listened to this podcast and there is one guy on there. For whatever reason, I usually, in an entertainment setting, I can turn my brain off a little bit and just be like, I'm listening to this, blah, blah, blah. But the main dude with long hair, I'm not sure what his name is, for whatever reason, like the frequency of his plosives, like,
and this is
and the fact that he just does this, macrodosing.
Macrodosing, okay.
They usually do sports stuff, but dude, his voice did not sound good on the SM7B. Everyone else sounded fine, but yeah, I don't know. That was the only time that I was ever like, no. So I think that there is special circumstances where the SM7B isn't good, but I will say in most circumstances for podcasting, the SM7B is not the right choice for everyone, and there is a better option, probably at a cheaper price.
Cheaper options, yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like even this guy right here, you have the different voicings and everything. Like you can set the EQ to actually match your voice a little bit better than you could ever do with this.
Makes you wonder,
though this does have some filters, but
yeah. Makes you wonder if that guy had one of those filters enabled. Like,
dude, maybe that's
because
yeah,
they do change it quite a bit. I mean, the low cut is fairly gentle, but it's still a low cut, and the presence boost is a little funky.
Yeah, yeah. It was the presence boost is weird on this.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It is weird. Yeah. It totally kind of takes away what's good about this mic, but
I want to hold up some SEs since you held up some SEs. I got these today.
Oh, if you want to fuck with some SEs, dude.
Wait, what are these? We got the V3 and the V7X.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
What's the V3 price?
$69?
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
Oh, you said 69.
So ridiculous. And I tested both while waiting on you, and I gotta say, V7X is nice on my voice.
You like it more than the 7?
Yeah.
The
V7? Yeah. The 7's very neutral. The V3 is brighter than I expected it to be and thinner. And then the V7X is like nicely V-shaped.
Oh, nice. Okay. And you like that V?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, here's some more SEs.
Yeah.
Doing
mine are in the studio. I can't hold mine up. I'm sorry.
My next video is those three. The DCM3, DCM6, and Dynacaster.
Oh, I thought your next video was
kind of a beast of a video.
About how terrible 24-bit 48 kilohertz was. I thought that was going to be your next video.
Yeah.
Fail.
That's going to be in
fail.
there. That's going to be there. Yeah. Should we talk about this?
Yeah.
Let's talk. It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like it. So
I got something to add
I
afterward.
have the channel Audio Hotline on YouTube's.
Obscure Mike.
And
I said that wrong. Obscure Mike. Obscure Mike Bauer, YouTube. Class of 99. 5 foot.
Yes,
no, 6'1".
I love it.
I'm frozen.
Okay, so I did a review of the Rode NT1 5th generation, the XLR
Damn
USB
good
mic.
review.
Thanks. And there was a person. So this microphone does 32-bit, and there's definitely a big misconception with 32-bit. It's something that I was talking to Bark about and stuff, and in this comment. But basically, like, a lot of people will just like comment and be like, hey, I know that this does, you mentioned that this does 32-bit in USB. Does it do 32-bit in XLR? And I was like, well, I'm going to need some information about that. Do you have an interface that does 32-bit?
Just may.
And like you were saying earlier, like, if you don't know, you don't know. It's not rude if you don't know and you ask. But there are some people that were definitely more accusatory in the sense that are like, you only mentioned that it does 32-bit. Why didn't you say if it does 32-bit in XLR? I'm like, oh, because it's fucking obvious. But it's not, though. And I just got to sometimes think about that. I don't think about that, But this comment said, about this 32-bit microphone, it said, yet your DSP is 24-bit at 48 kilohertz only. LOL, fail. And so I don't know if I want to read the whole comment that I put, but along the lines, I was just like, hey, like these higher bit rates and 32-bit and 192 kilohertz, these are really meant for people that are going to edit the shit out of their stuff, whether they're time stretching or they want to go back and post in case they clipped. These are not like live stream, settings that you use. And you would never bake DSP into such a high-res file. That kind of defeats the whole point of it. And that's the point that I made in a much... If I would have said that in the comment, it would have been much shorter because my comment was so long. But I had to be a little bit more condescending than that,
Yeah.
But,
well, I gotta admit, like, people like that make me curious. I'm like, this guy's such an expert. Let's just click on his little circle and see if he posts any content at all, and he does.
Yeah.
And
he does. I didn't know that.
And I was secretly hoping I could internally to myself be like, come on, man, you need to be cooler than this. You're nothing super special. And which everyone's special, by the way. Everyone is special.
Oh, every person.
But I did check this guy out, and he is a rapper.
Oh, word.
I think maybe of Chilean descent, not 100%. I didn't understand the language he was rapping in, I will say that. But I will also say, shit was catchy as hell.
Was it? Dude, hey,
yeah,
there you go.
It flowed pretty well.
I just clicked on it,
more
dude,
of it.
60...
I watched more of it than I should have.
Then you should have?
Yeah.
That's awesome, actually.
It was pretty solid. Kudos to the guy. The music's not bad.
Not bad.
I
okay,
listened I went down this SoundCloud rabbit hole yesterday because I do my members only podcast. I do it on SoundCloud and I link it. And like somebody shared one of my tracks that I don't tell people about, my music. And I went in and like the same person that shared mine shared a bunch of others. And this first one I clicked on, worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, dude couldn't rap to save his life, but he was really trying. Really bad. So I was expecting when I clicked your hater that I was going to hear something along the lines of that. And instead, it was like the second coming of Tupac, but from Chile. And I was like, dang.
You're like, damn. Dude, I do want to point out.
Subscribe.
That commenter, yeah, right. That commenter has 65 subscribers. And I do want to say that ours right now has 66. So eat a dick. Fucking got him by one, dude.
Got him by one.
Oh,
got him by one. But he's a better rapper than both of us, for real.
Yeah,
he just is.
I mean, I'm gonna assume that anyone that raps at least at a third grade level is better than me.
I do have a hip hop track on Spotify.
Dude, okay.
I do. It's not
well,
good.
I'm going to need that link immediately.
It's not good, but I do have one.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool,
I'm pretty hardcore.
I was in a techno band for a second. Don't try to find it.
Techno?
Yeah, it was like a techno band. So we had like some electric. Techno sounds weird, but it was like electronic. It was like electronic.
You were in Chumbawamba.
Music. Yeah, I am Chumbawamba.
Are you familiar with them?
I am, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the popular song that they have?
I get knocked
down. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I was like, dude, I remember even like recently coming across Chumbawamba and being like, oh yeah, that's who sings that song. And then but I always forget. The one hit wonder though, right?
I think so, yeah. And then there was that always brings me to, I don't know if it's the same band. I think it's a different band. I'm blue, da boo dee da boo da da.
That's Eiffel 65.
That's it.
Why do I know that though?
That's it. I think a buddy of mine likes them a lot. I don't remember why, but apparently they have much better music than that, according to him. Anyways.
Oh, really?
Supposedly.
Huh.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm just a guy wearing a Captain America t-shirt. I don't know anything.
I don't know anything. I just know America.
America, bud. Sipping on my Kool-Aid.
Dude, that juice box is the best thing.
So tasty.
Oh, man.
I'm really having a hard time with soda pop lately, so I can't. It gives me this little chest gas thing going on. I can't do it anymore.
Really? Yeah, I haven't.
That was the least interesting thing. Oh, yeah, really?
No, I was about to comment on it. I swear.
No, you weren't.
I swear. No, I don't think I've really had a soda.
Fucking lie to me, Bronson.
No, I do get bad heartburn from soda, and that is one of the reasons that I did stop. And it was I mean, I'll like occasionally have like a sip of it, but like just. Yeah, that's about it though. But I can't say I've drank a can in like a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's total garbage anyways.
Like years.
McDonald's Coke tastes really damn good, but I always regret it.
Oh yeah. Dude, McDonald's does have their syrup ratio is pretty solid.
Yep.
I will say.
Good syrup ratio.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Fast food, I don't know.
I just get a Coke when I go through.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I don't get any food.
I know people do that.
I don't eat that. I don't like their food. Every once in a while, I get a hankering, as Captain America calls it, for some chicken nuggies. But
oh, yeah, dude. If you're going to go there, like, that's a good option.
Yeah, their burgers are pure trash. But the nugs, solid. Actually, they're probably the best fast food nugs, in my opinion, for where I can get food from. I can't go to, homophobic Chick-fil-A or any place like that to get.
You guys don't have homophobic Chick-fil-A there?
No, dog.
I figured you guys of all would have it.
I know. Trust me, they're probably trying. Nah,
dude, we those God-fearing, God-loving people are definitely here. Yeah. We have a Chick-fil-A.
We do not. We've got a Reverend Billy Graham's chicken and stuff around the corner, but we don't have a Chick-fil-A.
Oh, dude. Chicken and waffles?
No.
We don't have one either.
No.
But I've been to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in California. It's amazing. So good.
Never heard of her.
But so Chick-fil-A is interesting because before the whole homophobic thing happened, and I mean, I've ate there since then, but not because I agree with them.
Yeah.
Not because I agree with them, but
I'm not going to cancel everyone.
Yeah, right, that eats a Chick-fil-A.
Right.
But back before that in Utah, I would like occasionally get it, and then they crept up to Idaho, and then when I would get it, I'd be like, this just isn't as good. It's kind of one of those things where like, when you have the option of getting it more, it just doesn't taste as good.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely. That's why I'm glad there's no In-N-Out burger in my area. because I don't want it ruined.
That was literally the next thing I was going to say. I feel that same way about In-N-Out. We don't have one in our town, and I feel like if we did, I'd start to not like it. And I will say, when I lived in Utah in St. George, I would eat it In-N-Out. They have one there, and I kind of got sick of it.
Well, of course.
So, but now I love it because I'm like, oh, I get it occasionally. You know? But
I only have it when I'm in Vegas, so I have it very, very, very occasionally. But
dude, speaking of Vegas, I really wish we got to go to NAB together.
I know. The guys at Ceremonic
really so fun.
They were. I felt really welcome by that. Like one dude in particular at Ceremonic, he's like, "Oh man, are you sure you can't go to NAB?" And I'm like, "Dude, pretty sure. I'd love to though, because I love Vegas." But yeah. There's I think it was last year. I can't remember who it was, but the company that's actually really pushing me this year to go, it's actually a lighting company, GVM. They like really want me to go, and I'm like, I would love to go, but Bart can't, so I'm not. Shit, you're probably like 7 hours from it.
I'm like 7.5, 8.
I nailed
maybe,
that
on a bad day.
Yeah,
you did. Yeah. Yep. I actually, I can go like the Nevada way, and you go really slow, but like it's faster, but it's so boring. You got to go the Utah way, so you can actually like stop somewhere if you need to.
I agree. Looking through some topics. You ready to start some topics?
Let's do it. Let's 2-pick.
Where was it? I don't know where'd my topics go? I thought I sent some like, hey.
I got you. You were going to talk to me about a movie, and you also wanted to talk to me about a product. I think it was a Shure product.
Nailed it.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll get the Shure product out of the way. So Hank over at Free Podcast Tools, who's, cool guy.
Super nice guy.
Guy. He does these little product like preview videos. Like if he finds something that's coming out, he'll go ahead and dig up all the information he can on it, and he'll do a quick video. So apparently he ran into a Shure PDF of a new product coming out, and it's the Shure MV-X2U. And it is the successor to the X2U, which was the portable, plug-on interface. This one is 3 inches long. That's what she said. And it plugs directly into your mic. It has no physical dials, buttons, switches, nothing. It looks
32-bit, huh?
Nope. No. It looks like half of a fet head is the size of this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it is small. And the only thing on it is a USB-C port and a headphone jack. That's it. Nothing else on this thing. So you use it with the Shure Motive app, and you've got high pass filters, limiter, EQ, 48 volts phantom power. You got the whole 9 yards, but it's like this big.
Dude, that's wild. I need to.
It's 24-bit, 48 kilohertz is what it is. 2448. So
so 60, it's weak as fuck.
60 dB of gain.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
I know. I'm kind of excited for it because I love portable devices.
Dude,
that I could hide in my hand to where like you don't know what's in my hand. And I find that's true. I find that to be cool.
Yeah.
Other thing I had for you.
Cool.
I just wanted to know, because I watched this recently with my wife. It's not exactly horror, but it's like, kind of in the ballpark. But have you ever watched Demon Knight?
Yes. Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt movie.
It's it's like a little bit older, right?
Yeah.
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 It's like where Billy Zane is this, basically demon working for the devil, and he's trying to get this amulet cross full of God's blood. And
yes. It's I will say, I think that's one of I think that was maybe like the third scary-ish movie I'd ever watched. I wouldn't say it's like full-on horror.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but I'll have to rewatch it again because it's been a long time. I would say I was probably...
It holds up so well.
When I watched it, I was probably 13, 14 or something. My first ever horror movie was Pet Sematary. But then I think that I watched that shortly after. But
that might have been my wife's
I'll have to watch it again.
First horror movie too, because she's a big Stephen King person. So she's watched all that stuff since she was little, which she likes the books better, of course. But
Yeah, I haven't read Pet Sematary. I'll have to, but
I don't read.
I have been getting into
them
books.
I go to Chick-fil-A, but I don't read them books.
Okay. This is a controversial topic, and this is just coming off the cuff. Do you feel like people that listen to audiobooks read the book?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think I agree with that statement.
My wife loves reading a book, but I have...
mine too.
I've tried to like curb her and do a little quicker, like, you know, because I listen to audiobooks. And I don't read regularly, but I am Let me cover up this logo. I am knees deep. I am knees deep. I am balls deep in a Star Wars novel right now, but I'm not. I'm not that geeky. I promise. I really am. I love Darth Vader. Fuck it,
dude.
I'm super geeky.
Yeah, own it. Yeah.
But audiobooks are my jam. I do enjoy a good audiobook, especially if it has to do with rock music, like Dave Grohl's audiobook. Fantastic. I'm on the Beastie Boys book right now on audiobook. I love that shit. Yeah.
So, yeah, my wife also, it's funny because you and I are very similar in everything that you say about your wife. I'm like, yeah, my wife does that too. I think she's reading a book right now while we're doing
I'm
this.
going to ask you in private if she does some of the same things mine does.
Dude, they do. And it's like, what the fuck? Yeah. We'll have to check in.
She's all the time licking the garbage disposal, and I don't know why. I'm like, why are you doing that? What are you up to?
What are you? Hey.
What the fuck, girl? Could be licking my garbage disposal. Anyways.
Oh, it's always got to get there. You know what I mean? Like, it always has to eventually get, somewhere like that.
So juvenile for a middle-aged man.
Dude, that's the fun in life, though, man. It's just like sometimes just calling it in, just being a little immature, just phoning it.
I mean, I'm gonna try to be more mature from this point on.
As he pulls the juice box up, that's amazing. Oh, dude, that's awesome. She loves reading books. So I also, and I think that's where I get my idea of being like, you can't say you like read the book. If I ever like tell someone like, oh yeah, like I was listening to this book, and I literally do say that. But that's one thing that I'd found, like, I just get kind of sick of like podcasts that I did like at one point, and is like, I don't know, it sounds stupid, it sounds dumb, because I'm like, I just don't like a lot of podcasts.
I don't either. It's hard.
Here I am talking on one.
It's so hard to, well, that's so different though, because doing one is like, this is, as cheesy as it is, this is really about the best option we've got to hang out. And obviously you and I we get along extremely well. Like, I like you more than my real life in-person people. You know what I mean?
Dude, same. Yeah.
So this is a totally different ball game, but when it comes to finding ones to listen to that can hold my attention or entertain me or just interest me, like, it is hard. There are a lot of people out there talking about nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
There's just a lot, and in turn, I find myself really only enjoying podcasts of people that I actually know in some way, shape, or form. Like my buddy Denny does the Real and Raw Sports and is married without children, and I listen to both of them, and I wouldn't miss a minute. Like, I enjoy them thoroughly. Yeah. Tom Buck's podcast, I enjoy thoroughly. Bandrew's podcast, I enjoy thoroughly. My 9-year-old listens to Bandrew's podcast. Like, absolutely loves it, because I don't know, because Bandrew makes some juvenile like jokes, like not juvenile like our dirty stuff, but like actually like Sesame Street level jokes. And my 9-year-old just eats that shit up, and I do.
Just loves it.
I do too.
Oh, and, it's fun.
Yeah, and there's like content creators with podcasts. Like, I'm interested. Lou Later from Unbox Therapy. That guy's got a podcast.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's okay. I don't love it, but it's solid. I listen to it sometimes.
Yeah, it'll do. It'll do in a pinch.
It'll do, donkey. But It's hard to find. It's really hard to find stuff.
Yeah.
I do highly suggest checking out the Why I Hate This Album podcast. Those two guys are great.
Yeah. I'll have to try it. Yeah. I agree though. I completely agree. Like your, I listened to Bandrew's, Tom's. I listened to your Bark in the Car. Barky.
That's a hot mess.
It's fun, dude. I always have fun. I'm always just like, I'm just brushing my teeth and listening to your podcast. It's usually, I'm like, I brush my teeth the whole time. It's my timer. So
I'm like the king of unprofessional podcasts. That's what I feel like I am. Like
I feel like a lot of
wing it every time.
I don't know. Dude, I'm sad that you're not worried for my enamel right now. I just said that I brushed my teeth for 30 minutes and you didn't say a damn thing.
It's a lot better than brushing for 30 seconds.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. But dude, I don't know. I feel like a lot of podcasts kind of thrive on being unprofessional. I mean, like this one is. You know what I mean?
My teeth
like
to see if I'm up to snuff. Yeah, I know, but yeah, and I don't like professional. I don't like, the only thing I don't like about the one I told you should listen to is like a lot of jump cuts. Like they cut out all silences, and sometimes it can kind of get to you, but you get used to it, I guess. But I don't, we've talked about this before, the over editing thing, and I gotta add, somebody asked me the other day, like a channel viewer. They're like, what all processing and plugins, and I know you want to talk about this too. What plugins and processing do you use? And I'm like, you know what, honestly, man, like, fuck it. I don't. Like, just because I like audio gear, and I'm more of a gearhead than I am, a looking for that perfect audio signal or that perfect chain.
Like audio. Yeah,
I'm definitely
I feel like
not an audiophile.
I feel like audiophile has a weird connotation to it now, though, too.
Sounds like Epstein's Island kind of shit, I'm an audiophile.
Yeah, like
I did MP3s and waves.
Dude, that actually does sound like audiophile does sound like it's some weird sex thing.
It does.
With listening to audio, which I have. I definitely do that.
Well, yeah, I put the Red Hot Chili Peppers Getaway on every time. Almost every time. 9 Inch Nails sometimes. Like, you want it rough? 9 Inch Nails.
Nin.
Step right up. March. Anyways.
Is that what your wife says? Is that like you're
kind
mimicking
of. She loves
her?
9 Inch Nails. So yeah, we both do. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Ironically, we switched closer though. We skip that one. It's just a little too cliche. Like, I want to what you like an animal while we're doing this? What? No. No.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So I was going to ask you about processing, and I do kind of agree. The more microphones that I've tried, and I think that my goal has always been with microphones, like, I always want to get it as good as I can at the source and fix as little as I need to in post.
Yeah.
And I also do want to comment, just to kind of jump back. Do the podcasts that you listen to, are they just like, you don't watch the video with them, or are they video podcasts, or is it just audio?
No, podcasts are definitely my in the car thing. So I don't watch video. Yeah, no, I mean, how many people do you like to watch speak? You know what I mean? Like,
so that's kind of my whole thing. Like, I do agree with you. But I will usually turn on a podcast through YouTube and I'll just set it down.
Yeah.
And then if something funny really does happen, then I'll like glance over. You know what I mean? Like, that's my amount of watching.
Well, I will add that if it's a comedy, I do want to see the face. If it's comedy, if it's anything serious, or if it's just sports, or if it's just, I'm good with just the audio. But like, I think our thing we're doing here, I think video's the way to go personally. But audio is perfectly fine. I mean, whenever I do quality control, which is the way I cover up my narcissistic tendency to listen to everything that I produce, I I just listen to our audio. Honestly, I don't watch our video.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for sure.
I like audio the most. It's the simplest and easiest, and it's just, I can do dishes, I can clean house. I can't watch YouTube while I do that stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. And I do actually think that jump cuts, when it's just audio, and there's like, I think it's more jarring than when it's in video, because I do a lot of jump cuts. I try to hide mine as much as I can, but they're there.
I like them in video.
Obviously.
I enjoy them in video. I don't need the silence in videos.
Yeah, and I think mine really comes down to pacing, and when it is informative and not casual. Casual when there are jump cuts, there have been times where I was like, oh, we have a mess up here, but the gap's kind of too tight. I'll just leave it. You know what I mean? I've definitely done that, so it's not so jarring, but then sometimes you have to do it, but whatever.
Personally have no issue when the gap's too tight.
I like it, if anything. I prefer it. Yeah.
Oh, why am I the way that I am? Anyways.
But so what I was going to say about processing. So I try to use as little as possible, but I do have fun with it. I find myself And usually I find myself experimenting more than implementing. Yeah. So I'll just be this is fun. I just want to try this plug-in out and really get to hear the compression that it has and kind of the tone that you can get out of it. And I have a source here. May as well just try it. Why not? So I do find enjoyment in that. But I will say, my most enjoyment is finding, a good sound at the source. But I still enjoy post-processing. But my question is, I have two. But first, what do you feel like is the most misused, whether it's hardware or digital, analog or digital? What do you think is the most misused plugin or effect or whatever you want to say?
Not that a ton of people use it from my listening experiences, but noise gates.
God, dude, that's me too. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, noise gates can fuck everything up, honestly. Yep. The most important one to me, I'll just reel off what I like. Most important to me is normalization. That's the most important thing in my book is that. I want that. I want that. I want that wave to be nice and even all the way across. Compression, definitely light compression. Yeah. Over compression is another one people just fuck
sounds
up.
Bad.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. Light compression is good. Light compression and normalization go together like peanut butter and a jelly. What the fuck did I just say? And but yeah, noise gates, people have those things cranked too harsh. They're just too much. Yeah. When you can hear those drop in and drop outs, which I'm guilty of sometimes because I like to play around with stuff. Yeah. I've got a noise gate on right now. I think I've got it set up very lightly to where it just doesn't pick me up breathing into the mic. But that's definitely by far the worst. I'm just I don't do a lot of processing because I most of the time I want to use the mic on a podcast, so I have a long form example before a review, so I don't do much to it then. One of these days I'm going to do a podcast where I just use one mic that sounds great on me, and I'm going to have my preset processing rate to rock and roll for every episode, and it's going to be consistent all the way across, but I don't know when that'll happen. I want that to happen, but I
like the idea of that.
Yeah, me too. But it's hard.
Great.
Technically we could do that if we want to. We could pick our mics and roll with it, but you and I, it's almost like a Thanksgiving tradition. Like, what mic you using tonight?
What mic you could use, buddy?
Which Kool-Aid are you drinking? Like, Tropical Punch, motherfucker.
Capri Sun, bitch.
Ooh, I love
dude, no, for sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So noise gate's the same for you?
Noise gate, yeah, big time. And I think that one of the biggest issues that people run into is that if they don't edit their podcast much, they'll listen to the first 15 minutes and then they'll set their noise gate. And then I'm listening to it, and it's about a half hour in, and all of a sudden, I can't hear 6 seconds of it because they step back like this, or they were like, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't hear any of that. I just heard, meh, 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 meh. I'm like, cool.
That's it right there.
Yep. And yeah, dude, it's noise gate's bad. Overly compressed. I can deal with over compression more than I can deal with a bad noise gate.
Absolutely.
Because that constant latching and unlatching, like you can like hear it.
Yep.
And it's so distracting. Yeah, I would say that. I would say limiting. Yeah, like limiting is definitely, or normalization. Using a limiter, I think, is a good option. And like if you can only use one thing on your podcast, that's it. Like that's what it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, just to get it at a good level and everything. But I will say one of the most overused effects in music, I would say a lot of people really struggle with reverb and they want to overglue it. And so, I mean, don't get me started on auto-tune, but yeah, like reverb, I would say can be bad. And it can be, that's another cover up mistakes and bad things. Yeah.
Where it should be used as the same as compression, like just a little light bit of reverb on songs that call for it. Fine. Mm-hmm. I got another. You need to help me with something too.
Oh.
Whenever we're done with this topic, but yeah, that's something I think that's underused, and people need to use a little more and learn how to use it better. Is a de-esser.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because there's right after a bad noise gate, someone who's very sibilant that does nothing about it can be like that can run me off of a podcast pretty quickly.
Well, and not to mention compression can make that even worse.
Right.
Like, yeah. I would agree with you. I think that de-essing is very important.
No, well,
and I also think that
on some folks you don't need it at all.
And I mean, I have absolutely in a pinch where I was in a situation where I didn't have a de-esser, but there was like a stock EQ plugin. If you create a fine enough band and really pinpoint it, like, yeah, you lose the frequency, altogether, but it's worth doing it as long as it sounds a little bit better and it still is natural sounding.
Yeah. A light de-esser, just like a light mix of every important aspect of spoken word production is going to be fine. You're not going to fuck anything up with a light compressor, a light de-esser, a light noise gate, which you don't need a de-esser. I don't think you do.
Thanks.
Not to say that you shouldn't use a light one, because why not? But I mean, I wouldn't turn off your audio that you're producing because of sibilance.
I get you.
Depending on the mic, of course, but
the mic, obviously. I get you. Yeah, I feel like there are microphones that I was definitely sibilant on.
Me too.
But,
yeah.
I mean, it happens for sure
to anyone.
Yeah, and yeah, dude, I think that. Let's see. I mean, EQ is a dangerous game though too, because you can really like drastically change your sound and think it sounds good. You
can fuck it up.
And EQ's, you can fuck it up hard. EQ is one of those things that I'm like, if you're going to make drastic changes, you almost should like make those changes, come back the next morning and listen and just be like, what the fuck was I thinking? Because it can sometimes be like that.
Yep.
Because you're hyper focused on such a small little area that you forget that you're listening to the whole thing. And then when you come back with fresh ears. But the one plugin brand that I will say, like, you basically, like, you can overdo it, but it's so transparent and so natural sounding, dude. FabFilter makes such sick plugins.
I know you like those ones a lot.
Their compressor, their limiter, their de-esser, the EQ plugin is my favorite plugin of all time, and it's an EQ plugin. Like that seems hard to do, but no,
they're not all created
equal. I fucking love that brand. Yeah, dude, that one's awesome. That brand is awesome. But
Something I think is weird is like when people use a mic that demands so much EQ. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's fair.
Why wouldn't you just find a mic that requires very little to none? Like that's what you should be. You know, your tools are only as good as they can be in a pinch. Like, you know, if you buy a pair of vice grips that are cheap, I'm not a tool guy. The band, yes. But if you buy a pair of vice grips that are like cheap metal with burrs, and you know, why would you want to grab those and then what, like polish them and buff them and take a grinder to them? Like, why wouldn't you just get the nice kind with, you know, some vinyl grips and like, get the right tool that's gonna get it done right the first time, or as close to right as possible, and then, you know, worry about all the other tools afterwards. I don't know.
And the one that's going to complement what you're doing, you know, and like, no, absolutely. I think that I think it's kind of funny because I think that with audio gear, especially, people will be like, well, this microphone's, you know, $100 and this one's $120. And so I'm just going to get the $100 one, even if like the $120 one is the one that they actually like the sound of and would work for them a lot better. They just want to save $20. I'm like, dude, that $20 in the grand scheme of you trying to figure out how to EQ this other microphone that doesn't work for you, that isn't meant for what you want it for, like, is that really worth all that time? Like, just save up a little bit more, you know? And like, people definitely, I mean, that comment, I'm sure you get it a million times. Like, this one's a little bit cheaper, but I know that you said you like this one like a million times more. And I'm like, the one that I liked is the one you should get, you know?
Yeah.
No, it's, but let me help you. Let me help you
for the purpose of a future podcast I'm working on. Who in your opinion, and try not to be biased.
Ooh.
Who in your opinion are just a handful, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 10. I don't know how many off the top of your head you will come up with, but who in your opinion are the best vocalists of all time? Like the most talented, give you chills, make your eyes open wide when they sing. Like, do you have any of those?
Steven Tyler, Sebastian Bach.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh, it's slipping. It's slipping. Steve Perry. Oh, come on.
Come on, chameleon?
Oh, dude, yep. Boy George. No.
That is Boy George.
Dude, okay. This is my problem though. Like,
I added Steven Tyler to my short list because that's a good entry in that one.
Steven Tyler.
I don't love, but the power is that, and that's the first concert I ever went to, by the way, Aerosmith.
Dude, that's an amazing first concert. Yeah. Mine was, I think I told you, mine's Heart. But yeah,
which is an amazing first one.
First concert, amazing
Girl
first
with the boobies out. Mommy, should I be looking?
Dude, yeah. Steven Tyler is, and this describes Steven Tyler for me. I think that he is a great vocalist. I think that he is incredible and he does stuff that other people can't do well. You know what I mean? But I always love the vocalist, and this sounds so weird. I always love the vocalist that doesn't sound like they should be a vocalist. Like, I like someone that has a little bit more grit, and like Kurt has Cobain. A little bit more, and I mean, you could even argue that Dave Grohl is that guy.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl's not an amazing vocalist, but he has a tone and he has a voice that's unique to him. And he
lets it fly.
Love, yeah. And so, like I like those vocalists more.
Me too. That's why I said don't be biased, because I am looking for like the true talent. Because if I went by whose voices I like the most, they'd be unique. They'd be unique ones. You know, they'd be, Maynard James Keenan of Tool is just a unique sounding voice. And, I would pick a bunch of biased ones if it's like, who's your favorite? But I'm like, who's really pound for pound,
I think Steven Tyler is still good. Like, I think he's a good entry. I will say, like, I don't know if you know Skid Row, but Sebastian Bach, like, if you listen to I Remember You by Skid Row, dude, that, like, you hear his voice and you're like, holy shit, you know? That's another one, Never Let You Go by Steelheart. I can't remember his name. But, dude, he hits, like, notes in that, and these are obviously, like, metal-ish, hair metal bands, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, but, dude, those two are, like, standout for me. But I would say, I mean, modern day, it's kind of hard. But I do love, some people will argue that she's not great, but I do love Mariah Carey's voice. I, like, have a soft spot for it. But I think Whitney Houston is, like, insane.
Yeah,
but,
she is.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I actually think an underrated vocalist, and this is going to sound weird, is Hayley Williams from Paramore. She's actually really great.
Dude, somebody on my... I posted this question on Twitter, and I think it was... man, I can't remember. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, but I think it's Jackie. He's a video guy, I think, like camera guy.
Gotcha.
And he posted a handful of names, one of them being Jared Leto, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah, that's a no for me on that one. But
well, here I'll tell you.
He's fine,
but I'll pull this up real quick because it was an interesting list. I've got one guy, my buddy Rob, who says Maynard James Keenan. I'm like, well, yeah, I love Keenan's voice too, but it's not like the power.
But it's not. Yeah,
you know. And let's see. This Jackie said Miles Kennedy. Miles Kennedy's voice is cool, but I feel like that's a bias answer.
That's about
Jared Leto, bias answer to me. Brandon Urie is a bias answer to me, but his is good.
His is good though. Yeah.
He said Hayley Williams, which I was like, okay, Hayley Williams I can get on board with because she gives me chills sometimes.
Dude, okay. Yes, she is actually incredible.
I became the biggest Paramore fan in the world over the last 6 months. Like,
they're great.
They're fantastic. The song
video.
Ignorance is like,
dude,
it's just
a great song.
Banger.
You got to listen to All I Wanted by Paramore.
I've listened to everything. I've listened to everything over the past 6 months, like on a rotation. And even This Is Why, the new album, which I think is stellar. Like the whole thing. The only one I don't love is After Laughter. Like that one's just okay to me. But the the self-titled is just yeah. Dude, it's so good. And yeah, I will say All I Wanted, dude, is like the vocal performance in that is just nuts. And there's a video that I'll have to find and I'll send you, and it's just her singing, like practicing, like before a concert, and you're like, holy shit. Yeah.
Like, how is this possible?
She can bring it.
It's amazing. And dude, she's on the short list.
She might have to go into mine. I'll tell you what I got so far, but my list, I'm trying to come up with like real entries. Like I was thinking I haven't listened to Celine Dion much, but I know she can belt it out.
She's good.
I don't know if she can give me chills, but
yeah,
but I added Steven Tyler to my list, but my short list so far is now Steven Tyler, Mike Patton, because I've just never heard anything like Mike Patton, Chris Cornell, which I think, in my opinion, and it's not just bias.
Yeah. Well, he's still good though. Yeah, he's great.
Dude, if you ever YouTube the words Chris Cornell Pro Shot, it's a bunch of acoustic video of him doing acoustic. Chris Cornell after Soundgarden is where you really hear how powerful after that and Audio Slave. Chris Cornell by himself with an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Doing covers of Nothing Compares to You and A Day in the Life by the Beatles. Like, the power is insane. But right now, the top of my list is Brandi Carlile. Like, is the clear runaway top.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to The Story by her?
I'm trying to think.
Pull up a live version of Brandi Carlile's The Story sometime, and
I got it pulled up. I'll listen to it after this for sure.
Good. Like,
that sounds really actually, I'm like pretty positive that my buddy and I did an acoustic version of this song at a wedding. I'm actually pretty positive we did.
That'd be wrong. I hope that's recorded somewhere, because it's just something about that girl named Brandy Carlisle is up there for me. But then there's like classics too. There's like Sam Cooke, and there's Otis Redding, and it's like, I don't know about like the pure talent, but just sometimes something about a person's voice can just take you somewhere. That's how I feel about Mariah Carey. Like, I don't think that she necessarily, like, she's good. Like, she can do the whole whispered talent-wise, which is what I'm kind of looking at for this.
I mean, I think you might have to. I mean, I think Aretha Franklin, man, might be up there.
Yeah, she might be.
Yeah, she's up there too, dude. She's good.
Yeah,
that's hard. That's
Freddie Mercury.
Very hard
Can't
because
leave out Freddie Mercury. Actually.
Oh, you can't leave out. Yeah,
because that's
definitely, dude. The Live Aids. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh,
classic stuff.
Live Aid. Live Aid.
I think it's Live Aid.
Live Aid. I said AIDS, but my bad on that fucking thing. Jesus.
Magic Johnson, hell of a vocalist. Hell of a vocalist.
It sounds like he should be, honestly. Like, that's a great singer name.
Really enjoy Magic Johnson's voice, actually. He's got I could listen to audiobooks read by Magic Johnson all day.
By him? Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that. That's another thing we'll have to talk about sometime, is best, like, spoken word. Like, actors, at least.
Yeah, Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill's good,
Mark Hamill's good.
Yeah. There's the guy that does Vader, he does a lot of good shit.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah. He's a good, I mean, you can't leave out the MF, the motherfucking Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah, no.
No. Great.
He's great.
But
I gotta hand it to him, man. Like, you mentioned him once, but when I listened to Dave Grohl's Storyteller on audiobook, Dave Grohl, is the narrator.
Yeah.
And he's great. He's fantastic at it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool, actually.
He's really, really good at it. I was really impressed.
That's cool. That almost makes me want to listen to it more.
It's a great, if you haven't read it, it's a great listen. I mean, it's probably a great read too, but I wouldn't know that.
Well, dude, honestly, like, this is just my opinion. Why the fuck would you read that book when he's going to read it for you? You know what I mean?
And you
like,
can
that's
listen
like,
to him read it to you.
Yeah, like, give me a break. Like, that's rare.
Give me my juice box and let Dave Grohl read me a story.
Read me a fucking book, dude. Yeah.
I could also listen to Robert Downey Jr. read me a book.
Yeah, he's very entertaining.
I'm completely.
He's got a nice voice.
Yeah.
See, and that's the hard thing, though, is it's like, does he have, like, there are some people that you're like, does he have a nice voice, or am I just used to it?
No, it's a nice
and it comforts
voice.
me because I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't decide for him, but I think it is.
Oh, Robert Downey.
I think it is.
RDJ's got a killer voice. Killer voice.
It's a killer, man.
Yeah. It's like Paul Rudd. I could listen to Paul Rudd read me a book.
Okay, yeah, like, I could read that. I think that is a comfort thing for me too, though. But
some people I could just listen back, lay back and listen to. Violent J of ICP, just lay back and listen to Violent J read you a story. That's great stuff.
Oh man, that's awesome. Oh, yeah, dude, there was let's see, you mentioned it and I mentioned it actually, but I was curious. This can be the last thing before we call it, but I mentioned covering that song. I'm pretty positive that's the song.
I'm excited for you to listen to it and message me back after. I'm gonna send you a link just to see.
I have it pulled up right now.
Oh, what do you what
the story?
What link what version are you?
It's just like the music video.
Oh, that's good enough because that's powerful.
Oh, word.
I don't know. The Austin City Limits version is awfully daggone freaking. I don't know. I almost think you need to hear it live, to be honest.
Okay, I can do that.
I'm gonna send you a link just because I want your reaction to it.
Sweet. Word.
And she's a beast.
I was curious. Like, I know that this isn't like. This is kind of a weird take, and a weird question. But how do you feel about people covering songs? Like, what?
I like this topic.
What do you think?
I like this topic. So real quick preface, I went on this little rabbit hole journey. There's a YouTube channel called React. It's just called React. A video caught my eye the other day, and it was teens listen to Limp Bizkit. So I watched this.
Oh, you mentioned this on what was it?
The car.
You mentioned, okay, go ahead,
in
though.
The car.
Yeah. Maybe in the car thing.
But I love this video so much. Like, I love the reactions of these kids. Well, I watched this same channel, and some of the kids are interchangeable. Like, some of the ones you see on one video, you'll see on the next. And it was like teens listen to Weezer. And I watched that.
Gotcha, yeah.
And I'm on a big Weezer kick right now, too. For some reason. I listened to their seasonal EPs. The spring one was trash, so I assume they'd all be trash. But summer and autumn are fucking fire. Anyways, it depends on the band. Like, I think when Weezer cover a song, it's fantastic. Like,
yeah,
Toto's Africa,
and I get what you
and that whole 80s album, the Turquoise album, the whole thing's good. They did a cover of Enter Sandman for Metallica's Black Album cover album, and I smiled the whole time I listened to it because it was so endearing. Like,
yeah,
in the middle of Enter Sandman, like, instead of playing all the solo parts that Kirk Hammett plays from Enter Sandman, like, they played the vocal parts as the solo. So the guitar was like,
oh, yeah.
You know, they played the vocal parts. Well, in the middle of a shredding solo that they improvised to sound like the song, like at the very end of the solo, they played the Buddy Holly lick, and it was like, and it was one of the best things I've ever heard. Like, if a band can make it their own somehow, like, that's it is right when there. Like, Alien Ant Farm with Smooth Criminal. I don't really love that song, but when it came out, I was like, that's an impressive cover because they made it their own. They took it and they're like, if you can drop a cover as a single, like, chances are it could be good. But there's a lot of bad ones out there, and there's a lot that shouldn't be fucked with. But Johnny Cash with Hurt, like, what version's better, 9 Inch Nails or Johnny Cash's? I don't have the answer to that, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's hard. That's really hard. Yeah.
It is. So it depends. It just depends. Like, some bands suck at covers, and some bands like Weezer and Johnny Cash and Chris Cornell, and like, some people can do it and do it damn well.
Yep. And so that's kind of the whole point that I have too, is like, covering songs just to cover a song, like, I think is the dumbest fucking thing.
Agreed.
But if you are playing a song, you know, that, like, you're playing it in your own style, in your own way, and you're covering it essentially, like, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. Like, no, I don't think it should be revered as much as, like, writing your own song that is great. You know, like, an original piece that pops off that's, like, very popular. I think that's way more impressive than someone that pops off on a cover like Alien Ant Farm.
Right. Yeah, because they didn't do anything else.
No. Like, they played a distorted guitar and, you know, sang with their own voice. And that's cool. And it's cool. And I'm not, like, you know, shaming that.
Yeah.
But I
there's
mean,
some
I
shame
guess
in it
bit,
because
there's some shame.
That's the only claim to fame they got. So it's like, you know,
exactly.
You basically banked off someone else's song, which is kind of unfortunate and kind of crummy. But at the same time, like, it was kind of a reimagining. So it's like, not all bad.
Yeah.
Like, it is impressive for a reason or two.
Yeah. There's that one song. There's always something there to remind me. I can't remember what the actual song title is. But there's that 80s version, you know, you know what I'm talking about. So there's that version that, like, really popped off. And then there, like, I had no idea for the longest time that was a cover. And I was like, holy shit, what? And I listened to the original song and I was like, damn, like, I don't really even like the cover that much anymore. Like, it is different and everything, but I don't know. It's just like, there's a part of me that's not necessarily partial to the original, but I just feel like it's just a little cheap, you know? And I was in a band that covered stuff and made it, like, metal, you know what I mean? Like, we did that. Like, I am totally that person, and I did that. So I mean, like, but in this day and age, I feel like people feel more trapped to do it to get people to listen to their shit.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is sad, but
a cover's similar to a remake of a movie. Like,
what was that?
A cover is similar to a remake of a movie. Like, the intention should be to match or succeed. And if that's not possible, then you should probably just leave it alone.
Yes. Yeah. And it's hard, man, because like there are a lot of, the only reason that I really even thought of this topic and everything is that I was doing like video for this dance competition, and I can't tell you how many like lyrical dances or whatever there were that they got up to do the dance, and it was just this fucking Mormon ass dready sounding acoustic version of an actually good song, and it was like the most bullshitty thing I've ever heard. It was just like it's like instead of like taking it and making their own, they just literally took a popular song and made it boring. Like that's literally the only way. And it was like I could tell you I probably heard like 100 versions. That's not an exaggeration. There was a lot of dances, and I'm like 100 versions of that same concept. And I'm like, dude, this is YouTube's fault. I'm gonna say this is YouTube's fault right here, dog.
There's a lot. I mean, and some YouTube covers are pretty solid, but
oh yeah, absolutely.
Most are not.
But this is the whole like, I hate to do this, but like Pretty Person.
Oh yeah, no.
Plays an acoustic guitar.
Yep.
Pretty Person plays an acoustic guitar, gets a bunch of views. There's a bunch of people out there that are just generic as shit and like have nothing original to play, nothing original to say, nothing original to sing.
Yep.
And they get, a mill subs off of just playing these goofy ass boring covers of popular songs. And it just baffles me, dude. It baffles me. But what can you do?
Yeah, no, that's people are just such like whores, They're such like whores.
Dude, it's true.
People will do anything for a like, and it's hard to watch sometimes because it is, you, not to be a dick, but you kind of summed it up. It's like, if you are one of the beautiful people and you have the ability to cover a song, probably going to go viral.
You do all right.
Probably going to go viral.
You do all right.
Yeah, probably going to happen for you, And I guess more power to you, I guess, but it can be pretty cringe.
Oh yeah. It's too bad. It's too bad that we've grown up in and built this whole Hollywood image thing. We could get on this topic for a long time, but the fact that even in shitty Lifetime movies, there's not a single Uggo in the bunch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, even the guy that's stalking and killing people is he's a looker.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. And it's too bad that we focus so much on that, especially when it comes to music, because it's not like we're looking at them all the time. It's not like that really should matter. But music videos and everything and YouTube, it's kind of why it's YouTube's fault. That's what I'm saying. And dude, I don't know. It's too bad that someone can play a decent or bad version of a song and look good and get famous because of it. You know?
Yeah, it's rough.
I would say a lot of pop artists aren't even artists.
Well, I did.
It depends. Okay, it depends, but I would say half.
No, I was on the path of agreeing because
okay,
at the expense of losing my life, I just don't think Beyonce's all that in a bag of chips.
Dude, this is another reason. I was watching your pod, and I was like, dude, I 1000% agree. Beyonce's not that good.
I don't think so.
Angel's okay, I guess.
Can she sing?
Or Halo?
Can she sing?
Not Angel.
Sure,
Halo.
she can sing. But
Like, she has a voice.
I don't know. I'm sorry, dude. When I see that, like, all the single ladies has 12 writers, I'm just out. You know? I'm out on
I
that
totally
stuff.
agree.
Like, there's so many people out there that I don't even like. Like, my wife is such a huge Tyler Childers fan. And, you know, he's an old school country, you know, he's not overly attractive. He's just such a normal guy, and she loves that about him. And he's a storyteller, and he's very talented. Very, very talented. I don't like his music or his voice that much, but the fact that it's it's all his. You know what I mean? And Brandi Carlile, like her and her like two bandmates, which are a set of twin brothers, like that's their shit, you know? I'm sure Aerosmith is the same way. I doubt people write songs for Aerosmith.
No. Yeah.
I have such a higher respect level for, I'm sorry, true artists. To me, singing something that a group of people are like, this is going to be a hit. Now, who do we get to sing? Beyonce Knowles. That's who we get to sing it. Beyonce,
dude,
do this.
Isn't that such bullshit?
Well, I mean, you can sing and you can dance. You're the puppet that we need. Here's the strings that we got for you. And
that is,
I mean,
that's accurate.
Just no, just no, you know, I'm not, I can't get into that. I can't get into any, that's why pop music drives me nuts. Like, can you perform? Yeah. Have you ever been to a show that, and I'm sorry, this is completely biased, but have you been to a non-rock show? Like, I went and saw Post Malone. Okay. And I like Post Malone. I genuinely actually like Post Malone because I have a high level of respect for him because he can do any genre and he can do it well. Seriously can. He's never really put them on albums, but like there's so many covers of him doing Bob Dylan, Metallica, Nirvana. Like, dude's truly talented and can do any genre, any style. Yeah, he uses auto-tune on his albums. His albums are but I still like him. But I went and watched him in concert with my wife, and you know, it was fun because we like him a lot, and it was solid. It was solid, but it was not even near, like, it was at the bottom of all the shows I've went and seen because there was no band. It was just him and a microphone with backing music, and you know, it felt cheap, wrong and cheap. Yeah. It felt like karaoke. And the guy before him was Roddy Ricch. And I was like, oh, cool. I get to see my first rap concert. And I like hip hop, like genuinely, like I love the Beastie Boys and Jurassic 5 and like Jay-Z and Kanye's Watch the Throne is one of my favorite albums of all time. Like there's a lot of hip hop that I really like, but I have a hard time with like a live show with a full band is a completely different experience. Even if that full band is an orchestra, you know, like just a melting pot of talent that comes together and makes something musical is just so much more powerful than playing a backing track without vocals and letting the vocalist go out and sing to that backing track, which is what I imagine a Beyonce concert is.
Well, and not to mention half the time they're like, pointing the mic at the audience. Yeah. And somehow the vocals are still going.
Somehow the vocals are still going because there's a lot of them use that light backing vocal track in case they need a breather. Like there's still that, it sounds like a fade out instead of, you know, they know what they're doing.
Which is funny to me. I'd rather cut out. Like I'd rather it cut out.
Me too. I'd rather that.
That's 1000%.
The reason I mentioned Brandi Carlile's The Story is there is a certain point on the album version of that song. I recommend you listen to the album version and the one that I sent to your Discord. But there's a part on the album, like she did not go back and fix it. Her voice cracked when she went at her highest level, and it just, it completely grabbed my soul and sent shivers down my whole body. Cause I was like, oh, it was just so raw and powerful. And it's like,
dude, those imperfections, man. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sometimes imperfections are what you need in a, you know, they make a song complete because they make it your own and it's not just clinical, you know.
And to add a little snippet here, like, you know, I have grown up and enjoyed Metallica. I actually went back and listened to the Black Album the other day, and it sounded really good. It held up really well, and I haven't liked or listened to that for a long time because it was just so big when I was young. But they've got a new album coming out, and I'm not even a shred excited for it because it's too perfect. It is like it's
Lux Eterna.
Yeah, it's too perfect. Like there's no rawness to it at all. It is so processed and so sprinkled with studio magic dust.
It is for sure. That song, like you can hear it in that song.
Yeah.
For
There's
sure.
no way Lars played the drums that well. You know what I mean? Like, and Lars, I'm not taking anything away from him. Like he's hated on for no reason. He's a good drummer. You know, he's got some people. It's all about the style. You know, it's not about whether you're technically the best person in the world. It's like, do your drums have character? And Lars has character. Like that's why Dave Grohl is hailed as one of the best drummers ever. Not because he's Neil Peart, but because you can hear, hear how hard he's hitting everything. Like there's no,
he plays hard.
His power is so balanced. Like some people just have, like guitarists. When you hear a certain guitarist and you know who it is without hearing. You could hear a new song by a guitarist that has their own style and you know who it is, even though you've never heard it and no one tells you what it is. That's what the imperfections are about. That's what the rawness is about. You over process and over studio magic that shit. And it all just gets lost in the Beyonce world.
Yeah, that's true.
Beyonce's bullshit.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, dude. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that being like in the world that you and I kind of grew up more in, like the not pop world, you know, like the more obscure alternative world of like metal, rock, and you know,
pop,
and
punk, and like
heavier music.
It was a different time.
And so I think that, well, I mean, even though there are good bands now that are in those genres, they're just, those bands now are very focused on being perfect.
Yeah.
And
sometimes it works.
It's true.
I'll have to say the word Ghost, and I'll just leave it at that. I think Ghost is phenomenal, and I think their production value is super high, and it sounds perfect, and I don't care. It's just really good.
Yeah. No, there are bands that I definitely, that are like perfect, that I love, for sure. Like, but I think that a lot of the music that I really love is more just like, it's raw and it's like emotional. And even though there might not be imperfections in it, it's kind of always meant to be imperfect, if that makes, like, it's weird to say that, but like, it's not what people would claim as perfect music. So therefore it is kind of imperfect, even though they're playing it exactly how they want to, you know what I mean? Like, so I think there's a difference between like it being raw and perfect, but still feeling like it has character. You know,
my mind always goes to Nirvana's In Utero. Like, I don't think I've ever heard a messier album that was a big studio production. That album is a hot fucking mess.
Dude, that's fair.
Sounds so good to me.
And it's just loud and just, no, I feel you, dude. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I could easily talk about music till the end of days, but of course we can't do that. I can't believe I've made this juice pouch last this long.
The whole time, dude. Yeah. Oh, you got to crush it. That's how we end it. Yo. You just have to, every episode from now on, we go as long as the juice box lasts. Yeah. That's it.
I'm going to start smashing it against my head going, Lux Eterna.
Yeah, dude. Even that part, I would argue, has too much reverb on it.
Agreed.
The end of that part, you can like hear it. It like the reverb fades out before the voice does. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like, well, or like the voice fades out and all you hear is reverb at the end, I guess. But it's not a fan. Not a fan of that.
They fucked up, man. They fucked up.
It's too bad.
Foo Fighters.
It was catchy though.
It was catchy.
It's better than some shit that they put out. But
the first couple of times I listened to it, I was like, ooh, this is solid. And then the more I listened to it, I was like, there's not a single imperfection on this song, which tells me that you know, it's just fucking shiny and glossy as shit. Yeah.
It's true, man.
It's
very true.
You got bands like Foo Fighters that make the album Wasting Light, and they do it all on analog tape at Dave's house, and it's fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, I've watched a lot of like documentaries about them, and like I think that I even watched the one that they were talking about recording that and everything, and it was cool. Like I really love the whole like they come together and they just do the album together, and it's not like overly produced. There's not a bunch of producers there being like, you can't play that. It's just like, I don't think a lot of bands have that privilege. I'm gonna say that. Like,
no, they don't.
I don't think it's every band's fault.
Yeah, no,
you know, not. But
yeah, they're told what to do. Yeah. You know, but I mean, think about it though. Like, how powerful can an album be when all the parts are recorded separately, and then a Rick Rubin overcompresses the shit out of it, and just you know, and they just make everything perfect with Pro Tools. Like, I don't know, you record it live, the whole band playing live like that. You capture magic, like you capture. Magic. We don't get much of that.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I've noticed, like when it came to me like recording music and everything, like as you learn, you become obsessed with perfection.
Yeah.
And it's problematic because I think that like, a lot of the producers, a lot of the audio engineers and everything are the ones that are pushing for that, because they're like, yeah, that take wasn't great. Do that again for me. And It's like, hey, he's the fucking artist. Like, he's the person that is representing himself in your studio. Let him sing it the fucking way he wants to.
Yes.
You know, like, and I think that as you learn and as you've evolved to know how to make things perfect, that's when you should learn how to go beyond that and make things like have character rather than focusing on the perfect. And just like, and I think that's kind of where I've gotten in the last couple years, where I'm like, I mean, I edit my videos a lot and everything, and they essentially are what I would qualify as perfect as I can make them at the time.
Agreed.
But I am slowly, now that I've hit that, I'm kind of like, I need to let this have some more of my personality and character in it again.
Your production value is part of what makes you.
And that's fair.
You know, it is it's just one of those things. Like, I don't hate everything that's super polished or hate everything that's super raw. Like, there's all these exceptions. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
Your video quality is just such a cool exception because you've got a cool idea behind it. And I've seen a million people say it, like, your background with your camera, with the way you do things, with your B-roll that is like dark but light when it's curving around. It's just so good. You know what I mean? Like, it's you get something different from your strive for perfection than you would, I don't know, like, who's got highly polished videos? I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but there's some people that have, like, you can tell that's all they care about is just the production value, and it can be a little bit off-putting, but when you, I don't know, when you can see personality and content and production, I feel like you capture yourself well in your videos with what you do with them. Just like I think that a guy like Bandrew captures his well. He's doing nothing fancy, but you know what? He does care that it's high definition. You know, the same angle, the same. You know, there's something endearing about his. There's something endearing about, you know, Tom Buck's. There's something endearing about this Marcus Picks guy that I enjoy because he'll use whatever camera he feels like using that day. He's not, you know, like some people's character and their personality just shows up in their work. And then some people ignore their personality and their character and they just go for what is a generic, super produced, perfect video. And you can tell that it's not them and that they need to let go a little bit.
Yep. Yeah. And I would say that when it comes to like a lot of video, like video or camera review and stuff like that, I would say that there was a period of time where a lot of channels like really, really popped off. They were like video centric review channels. And then there's this new slew of channels. Not all of them are bad, obviously. There
Most
are
of the
several
new ones
that I
are the
like.
most polished.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like a lot of them are like
trying to copy.
They're too focused on being perfect and copying, and like they don't want to make a mistake and whatever. But like what made the ones previous to them was the rawness,
Right.
like in
Yeah.
the fact that they would show more personality and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you can tell when someone's being completely scripted, trying to get that
it's
million per
it's
video,
hard, man.
you know, trying to get that.
Yep.
And man, if there's no personality or actual good content behind it, I'm not watching it. You know, I need to feel a connection with someone and and see who they are through the work that they're doing. If I can't see that, I'm not interested.
Yeah, it is actually. I don't know if it's like fucked up or what, but I will. Like I'll, search something. I'll judge thumbnails for sure. I feel like I can tell quite a bit about a video by the thumbnail. But not, I don't know. It depends. But,
some have their own flavor.
But within, that's true.
Like your thumbnails
but
are
I'll
good,
usually,
but there's flavor. It's you. You can look at it and be like, that's Bronson.
Well, and I think that, I guess that one thing I do try to do is like keep it relatively consistent in the sense of like, what you see here is what you'll usually see in other parts. And I've thought about being like, I'll make like a little set and like have like all my B-roll shots be that. And I'm like, no, I feel like that's more like jarring and kind of like, meh. Well, this is just more like, this is me, like this is the set you have and get, but
I think that's the problem with the, I know we're going way long on this, but I think that's the problem with the thumbnails, with the faces and the big text and the multicolor background that fades from a light purple to a light blue and gets dark in the like. There's just, you know what I mean? It's like, if I didn't have a title and a channel, I wouldn't know whose this is. I would think it's just some big YouTuber because like 75% of the videos that I see have a thumbnail that is not distinguishable from another. It's all the same shtick. Like it's like, this is what catches people's eyes, and it's, someone's face pointing at the words or pointing at the, or I don't know. I just can't.
I will say my personal preference is to not click on those videos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like I'm clicking on Sam's Choice, or just the generic brand. I feel like I'm just going for generic, and I'm not getting anything original or edgy or, tailored to a person. It's just generic YouTube.
How long would you say you watch a video before you decide and turn it off? Like,
honestly, under a minute.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Under a minute.
Big time.
You got to get me in the first 20 seconds or you lost me.
I was literally just going to say 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Yeah. No, I'd say 20 seconds.
Yep.
I say you got 20 seconds to either, and it's not like you got to prove something to me in that 20 seconds.
No.
Like, you just got to be somewhat fucking relatable.
You
like,
got to be
just to be a genuine human.
Yeah.
Like
you got to be, you got to at least be, I got to watch somebody and think that I am watching an original channel rather than trying 5 videos in a row and thinking these all belong on the USA
One
network.
channel.
All of these belong on the Hallmark channel. Like they all flow and they all mix, and they're all house hunting shows to me. Like, we're gonna go find a house because they want one on the beach. It's like HGTV all the way through, and then when I see that, that Shutter, that little clip of Shutter, I'm like, all right, here we go. Here's something different. This is something. Okay, what's this?
For
too much generic like copying out there. Everybody's dreams of being a YouTuber is just to piggyback off something that's been done. And that sounds stupid because we do microphones and we were not first to the market by any means.
No.
But
no,
there's I am trying. I feel like my following only follows me because of how ridiculous I am. It has nothing to do.
Well, you have a great personality in your videos and stuff. And I think that's what it comes down to. And I do feel like a lot of people don't agree with us, and that sounds weird.
I don't
blame them. But I do think that there are a lot of people that are like, oh, I just want this clean-cut YouTuber that's just like fucking this, and I don't want any nonsense or any funny business. You just give me what I want.
Accurate information. Read me the specs.
Exactly. And I'm like, and then there are the people that can't see the personality at all, and they're just like, you review mics, you're like blah, or you review, like that's it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We're not going to be for everyone. And, and I don't want to be for everyone. I guess.
I think that's
what it boils down to. As a YouTuber, do you want to be for everyone, or do you not want to be for everyone? That's not to say I want to exclude anyone, but I don't want to be. We're punks, Bronson.
Yeah,
we're fucking punk as shit,
dude.
We're so punk as fuck, man.
So punk.
We're so edgy. I want my people.
True,
I want people that I feel like belong in my circle. I want people that I know I can talk to outside of the channel. Yeah. That's who I want to enjoy what I do.
Totally agree. Yeah. Totally agree.
Totally.
Totes. Well, we'll end it with this. I did just hit 19,000. Just barely.
Dun, 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 dun. Your journey through 18,000 has become my journey through 5. I've been staring at 5 for a minute now.
It's been for fucking ever.
It's hard to,
bro. It's bad.
I don't worry about it too much because it doesn't equate. It truly doesn't equate. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If I had 20,000 subs, I'd probably still be getting 400 to 500 views in the first 2 to 3 hours, and it's not going to change unless something drastic changes. Like, that's just my channel, but it is still hard to watch that 5. It's at like 55,
it becomes discouraging,
80, and I'm like, fuck, just get 6 so I have something to be a little excited about. Just go ahead and get there. Yeah. It's a I don't know what the algorithm does, but there's no like, oh, once you hit 5, you take off. Once you hit 10, you take off. Once you hit 15, you take off. I haven't seen any of that.
My whole, what I've always heard is like, when you hit 20, it gets easier. But I don't think that's true because like I see a bunch of channels that sit at 20 for a long time. So,
I don't know.
I don't think it's.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it takes or what it is, or hats off to people. I talk about them too much, but they are kind of in our, like, they're just the circle and kind of the inspiration sometimes. But like, I don't know how Andrew got to 300K, but he did, and it's cool as shit. I don't know how Tom got to well over 100 now, like 130 or something. Like, but he did, and it's cool as shit, and it's fun to watch. But I want to watch it for me too. Like, I want to watch me do it.
That's fair.
But it is what it is. I'm not going to, never going to be upset. It's like, I'm seeing a lot of new people commenting on videos, and I'm getting a lot of that, like, hey, I just now found your channel. Like, YouTube just now suggested it, and I'm loving it, and that kind of thing. And I'm like, okay.
That's encouraging. When I get those, I feel better about it for sure.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, we're in a weird niche, man. Niche, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't mean it's not frustrating, but
yeah. Bottom line, I'm just gonna start showing tit.
It's a good idea.
Just start, but only tit. Just like,
what if we just incorporated OnlyFans into our channel? Like, if we had an OnlyFans link,
like, my mind automatically was like, an SM7B or an SM58's going up my ass. XLR handle first.
Okay, now I swear we'll go away soon. I'm gonna do a video where I take the windscreen off my microphone and the camera's only showing here, and when I take it off, my dick is in there. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's showing the capsule." I'm like, "Damn right I am."
Damn right. Dude, I think this has to be a whole theme of an episode.
You know how easy I could do that? I've got that canister I built where the grill's on magnetically.
Oh, yeah.
I could just take the grill with the phone windscreen off, and the camera shot's just right here.
dude.
Slide that grill off and just a big veiny triumphant bastard right there inside the grill.
There you go, man.
OnlyFans, obscure.
Dude, that's... Oh, man.
Fuck, we need... Yeah, this is when we know we need to go.
Yep, this is it. Well, do you want me to sign off? You want to sign off? What do you want?
Go ahead. I'm still ashamed of myself.
Well, thanks for listening or watching this episode of Obscure Hotline. We don't know what number it is. Actually, we
13?
do now. I think we've straightened it out. 13. I think we're at lucky number 13.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good number.
That's the thing. How am I going to fit 13 in the head basket of this thing? Divided pie.
Yep. Dude, that's true. Yeah.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Oh, but yeah. See you later.
Fucking A.